This is my mom, Cheryl. My mom and dad had just left the car dealership and were saying their goodbyes as they drove separately. Nearly 2 minutes after they had separated, my mom got the most terrifying call of her lifetime. The call was from an unknown number, but it was from our local area, so she decided to answer it. The person on the other line acted as a paramedic and said that my dad had just been in a severe car accident. He said that he was in critical condition and that we needed to act in a timely manner. He continued on to say that my mom needed to identify my dad with his full name. This should have been my mom's first clue. The man on the other line sensed my mom's vulnerability and used that against her. He turned from a sweet paramedic that cared about my dad to an aggressive individual who was there for the money. He demanded that my mom drive to the nearest bank and withdraw $2,000 out of her savings account. After completing that trip, he told her that she needed to drive to the nearest Walmart, which happened to be in front of our bank, and wire transfer the money to him. If she refused, they said they would dismember my dad and send him via mail piece by piece to her. She had strict instructions to follow, so she couldn't hang up or put them on speaker. In a matter of minutes, my mom was walking into the Walmart with $2,000 in her hand when her phone rang with an incoming call. The call happened to be my dad. She took her chances and answered the phone to hear, "Cheryl, where are you?" Thankfully, both my mom and dad came out of this okay. Sadly, these phone scams, though, still happen every day and are typically successful. Due to technology, these things easily happen due to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or a Google search of your name. In Electric Funeral, it says that avoiding the internet is like avoiding everything that matters, which is difficult when that's what we're surrounded by. Typically, these scam artists target the elderly, like our grandparents, but in my case, my mom. These phone scammers are villains. Not only is it the emotional trauma they put you through or the success individuals get out of it, but the fear that the only way for people to be successful is through these things. Phone scammers would claim that they're not doing anything wrong because technically nobody's getting physically hurt. True, no physical damage is done, but there's a mental effect. My mom was in constant fear that this phone call could become a reality. Scammers also claim that because the victim answered the phone, it's their fault. And that's where we see this happening in the elder due to the lack of knowledge in technology. These scammers use the weakness through technology to be successful. So now the question is, how will you answer your next phone call?